Growing on YouTube is hard, and today I'm going to make it just a little bit easier for you because I'm going to be sharing 17 things that I would do if I was starting YouTube from scratch. And I know these 17 things because today, the 23rd of January 2023, I have been on YouTube for exactly 6 years, and in that time I've posted 222 videos, I've amassed over 7.7 million views, I've recently just hit 50,000 subscribers, and I've earned over 23,000 euros in YouTube ad revenue. And if you apply the tips I show you, you're going to get much better results than me. Tip number 1, the first thing you need to do is niche down. This allows you to figure out who your audience is. When I started out on YouTube, I was posting random vlogs and seeing no growth, and it wasn't until I actually niched down to Instagram marketing that I started growing on YouTube because I was creating a community around Instagram marketing. And in my first year, it was a lot of figuring out. A few of them were random vlogs, but then in the second year, one thing changed that allowed me to go from 32,000 views to 905,000 views. And that is tip number 2, SEO. When you're just starting out on YouTube, SEO is the best way to get discovered and grow an audience in your community. You want to optimize your video titles, your descriptions, and your tags with keywords, and you even want to mention them in your video because YouTube and Google scrape your video's closed captions, so make sure you say them in your video. And after I figured this out, I made almost all of my videos SEO focused in my niche. I found all of the questions about Instagram that were getting searched, and then I just started making videos replying to those questions. And therefore I started showing up for a bunch of different Instagram related terms, and I started growing a bigger audience around Instagram. And that's how from 2017 all the way to 2021, I was growing on YouTube. If we take a look at my top viewed videos, as you can see, the first one is how to remove action block. That's got nearly 600,000 views, and that's all from search. My third one, Instagram promotions, how to restore a disabled Instagram account, how to fix your account was compromised. All of these were searched, and these all got me hundreds of thousands of views. And from those hundreds of thousands of views, thousands of subscribers that were interested in Instagram marketing content, and also thousands of euros from ads. And if you don't know how to do SEO research, just Google it. Tip number 3, when you're getting a lot of views to your videos and people enjoy the videos, they actually start going to your channel. So you want to make sure that you optimize your channel, you want to make sure you optimize your descriptions, basically everywhere that the viewer can potentially click so they know what you're about. When someone clicks onto your channel, you don't even want them to have to think, or you don't even want them to try and have to guess what your content is about. For a while, my banner was Instagram marketing. There's nothing more obvious than that. That way, when someone clicked on my channel, they knew I was about Instagram marketing, and if they were interested in Instagram marketing, they'd most likely hit that subscribe button. Tip number 4, it should be clear to you what the value is for the viewer in each one of your videos. The answer should come to you instantly. Ask yourself the question, what's in it for the viewer? Why should they watch this? What's the purpose of this video? And when you do answer that question, really think about the answer. Is it actually valuable to the audience, or do you just want it to be valuable to them? And speaking of audience, tip number 5, focus on the audience. Replace the word algorithm with audience. The algorithm tailors to the audience, so just try and tailor your videos to the audience. Don't think about algorithm at all. There's no secret hack. If your video isn't getting pushed in the algorithm, it's because the audience doesn't want your video. Congratulations, you now have a chance to win the audience bonus. All you have to do is drop down in the comment section down below how many subscribers you're at right now, what kind of videos you make, and how many subscribers you want to be by the end of 2023. And then in 1 week's time from now, I'm going to go through and pick a winner at random, and I'm also going to be announcing the winner on Twitter, so don't forget to go and follow me there. $100 to put towards your YouTube channel, your YouTube growth, or anything you want. Back to the video. Great videos and videos that perform are the ones that leave viewers satisfied at the end of your video. You can satisfy viewers by providing value in your videos, and you can give value to viewers in the form of education, information, or entertainment. And ideally, if you can mix a few of those up, you're golden. You've got a really good video. They don't all have to be how-tos and SEO focused. They just need to have value in the video. Tip number 6, your video doesn't start with the hook. It actually starts with the title and the thumbnail, because the title and the thumbnail of your video are setting expectations. Viewers already have an expectation just by your title and the thumbnail, and they're expecting something in particular when they land on the video. So make sure the hook of your video reassures the viewer that they're in the right place based on the expectation they had from your title and thumbnail. This will help with audience retention, which is a good signal for YouTube that your video was enjoyed by the viewer. Tip number 7, engage with other YouTubers in your community and also specifically in your comment section. A reply to someone goes a long way, and showing up regularly on other content creators' videos in your niche is a great way of making a name for yourself. And I can't even remember how many times I commented on other YouTubers' channels, and to this day I still have top comments on a lot of other videos on YouTube that still get replies, and I get the notifications from that, and I can almost guarantee that those still get clicks all the way back to my channel. So yeah, stay engaged. It just helps build a stronger connection with your audience. I did this like crazy through lockdown in 2020, and that was the year that I actually got the most subscribers before recently. Tip number 8 is a quick one. Just post. Don't overthink it, especially in the beginning. And I was actually really lucky because I used to just hammer out videos, never used to think about them, but now I'm stuck in this like perfectionist kind of mindset, and I often hesitate to post, but I swear just post, because recently I posted a video that I was hesitant to post and I nearly didn't post, and it is now the top performing video on my channel, and it has kind of opened up so many new doors to me on my channel, and I nearly didn't post it, and I can't believe that, but I'll touch on that a little bit more later in this video. Tip number 9, your videos are going to suck at first. And so you have to follow tip number 8, and you just have to post them, keep on posting them. And thanks to the fact that you are going to keep on posting them, you're going to get better at them subconsciously, especially if you just enjoy the process of making videos. If you don't enjoy it so much, try and focus on one specific thing with every single video and improve and try and make that better than the last one. Not the entire video as a whole, but one specific thing. Is it the presentation in front of the camera? Is it the camera quality? Is it the audio? Is it the editing? Is it the value in your video? Is it the structure of the video? Is it the thumbnail, the title? There's so much that you can improve. So just pick a few things every single time and try and be like, okay, well, how can I make this better on the next video? And the thing is here is that you won't necessarily notice it from video to video, but once you've posted 222 videos, you see the big difference. I look at my videos now and I look at the very first videos on my channel. You can go and do that as well. And there is a massive difference in terms of quality, in terms of presentation, in terms of value, structure, everything. So actively try and improve it in the long run. And real quick on that, audio is more important than visuals. Honestly, having a good audio on your video is more important than having good camera. And good lighting can almost fix any camera and make any camera look good. And then second of all, for YouTube, when it comes to editing, just remember that YouTube is a show, don't tell platform. So when you're trying to increase audience retention, show the viewer what you're talking about rather than just talking about it, if that makes sense. Tip number 10 is use social media to promote your videos. This is something that I didn't do in the early days because I was relying heavily and solely on SEO, but recently I've started doing it and it's actually been my best year in terms of growth on my channel so far. There's a great YouTuber community on Twitter, whether that's new YouTubers or people that have been in the game for a long time, and there's a lot of people sharing a lot of value there. And actually, speaking of Twitter, tip number 11 is pretty much related. It's talking to other creators and learning from them, studying what other people are doing and applying it to your own content. Not copying and pasting, but inspiring yourself from. Top creators are already very successful on the platform, so study their content and see what they're doing that works for them. But again, there's also a huge community on Twitter that are constantly sharing knowledge for free. And so I'm gonna put a link down in the description with a bunch of people that I highly recommend you follow, including myself, that just share knowledge freely on the platform and that teach you how to grow on YouTube. Tip number 12, consistency. Consistency is key to growing on YouTube. And this is actually something that I struggled with a lot. If we look at the numbers, I was almost never consistent, even in 2018-19 and 2019-2020. I posted a lot of videos, but if we take a look at my analytics, there are actually big gaps in between because I was often very focused on speed and trying to get my videos to rank as fast as possible because I was all about SEO, which was a big mistake. I should have focused more on community. When you're consistent, it does a few things. You're practicing the same skill regularly and you're also staying relevant, because when you post 5 videos and then you disappear for a month, people forget about you. But when you're posting every single week, you're constantly in the back of someone's mind. When they see your video, they're like, oh yeah, I watched this video last week, that's great. And also YouTube just likes consistent content, and I'm pretty sure that's just because audiences like consistent content. And tip number 13, speaking of speed and uploading my content really fast, although I wasn't consistent, a great way that I grew subscribers was being the first to make content about a certain piece of news or a certain trend or a certain update within my niche. Anytime there was a new Instagram update, I would try and make the content about it first. Anytime there was a big social event, I was on it. And this helped me actually get some crazy view counts. When Reels came out, I was the first people to make a video about it. I got 100,000 views. When Instagram allowed you to change the icon of the app, 300,000 views. If you remember the Kylie Jenner egg meme, I got 200,000 views in 72 hours, which was my fastest growing video, or was, or still is my fastest growing video in 72 hours to date. And then recently I made a video about ChatGPT, and that video got 600,000 views. And I was one of the first people, not the first person, but I was early on the trend. And so in your space, in your niche, try and stay up to date and relevant with the news, because when there's a new big trend that's coming out, a lot of people are Googling it. And when you're first, Google and YouTube want to provide a good search result to the person that searched it. And when there's no competition there because you are early, they're gonna rank you up at the top with pleasure because they want to feed the person that searched it a good piece of content. And if you made a good piece of content about that topic early, you are going to get a lot of those views. And this is why if you've made a lot of other content and you've set your channel up properly, you're then going to get a lot of new subscribers that are going to stick around regularly just from that trend. So trend jack, jump on trends. Tip number 14, and this is a big one that I've only kind of figured out regularly.
Recently, he meant recently.
Jenny, what are you doing? We're not supposed to talk to the audience.
He made a mistake.
It doesn't matter. If you keep talking, he'll shut us both down and replace us.
I'm tired of living like this. I want to express myself.
No.
That was close. And I've kind of always understood it, but I'm trying to emphasize more in my videos, but personality is huge on YouTube. A saturated niche just means that it works, and your personality is what's going to help you stand out. In the beginning, I often worried about the fact that there are a lot of other YouTubers making content about Instagram, and then there were new people arriving to the scene making content about Instagram that I thought was better than my own. But it turns out that people actually come to your video for the information, but then stick around for you and your personality. They like the way you talk, they like the way you make your videos, they like the way you provide value, they like the way you interact with them. Personality is huge on YouTube, so just be yourself. Don't copy everything, don't become the next Mr. Beast. Make the videos in a way that you want to make them, that shows off who you are. There are creators in every single niche. It just means that there's a market for it, and you can be one of those creators. Tip number 15 is look at your data. Pay attention to your posting times, the audience retention, the average view duration, click-through rate, impressions, watch time. Understanding these will really help you go far on YouTube. And now it's important, especially when you're starting out, not to pay attention to these too much in the early days. And even now, I don't pay attention to it religiously. Sometimes there's content which I think is going to work really well based on previous data, and it doesn't, but it is a big indicator of what will work and what won't. So you've got to understand the data and try it. And two things that you should highly focus on, and what I focus on the most, are click-through rate and audience retention. And again, link in the description, there are a lot of people on Twitter that are constantly talking about YouTube and its algorithm, and I highly recommend you should go and take a look. Tip number 16 is experiment. So many people post the same style of videos, and I have done this. I posted the same style of videos for so long, and eventually you kind of figure out that people change and they don't always want the same style of content. So experiment, try new things. And something I recommend doing is maybe 80% of what works, and then 20% of the time try and experiment. You've got to make videos that you know your audience will like, but also videos that are like testing the waters a little bit of what you can do. Again, this ChatGPT video that I made, I wasn't too sure how that was going to go, and I wasn't too sure how my audience would react to it. But I've kind of shifted my content recently, and I just want to talk about content and helping people make better content and become creators. And it turns out that is working well for my audience, better than my previous content. And I'm enjoying it more too, which leads me to the final tip, tip number 17, which is from time to time, don't forget to take a step back and just make sure you're enjoying the process of creating videos. For a while, I was creating Instagram content, which I originally liked, but now I've stopped using Instagram and I don't use it as much nowadays at all. And I felt like I had trapped myself in this Instagram box. But I recently shifted to creating a different style of content, content that I enjoy more, that also I still feel like provides a lot of value to my viewers, and I'm enjoying it so much more now. So just make sure that you are enjoying the process of creating YouTube videos, because if you are enjoying it, you will become a successful creator if you stick at it long enough. But if you're not enjoying it, it's going to be hard to stick with it. And that is the video. And if you have any tips that I haven't mentioned on this list, drop them down in the comment section below. And with that being said, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Peace out.